All right. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Empowered Immigrant Live. So great to see you. All right. My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. And I got some news today. We got some news today that we are going to discuss. The Biden administration has announced, all right? The Biden administration announced just a few moments ago that they're going to implement some new actions for the purpose of keeping families united, keeping families together, and they're going to be giving and offering a new pathway that didn't exist before for people to apply for green cards. All right, green cards is what we're talking about today, and this new announcement that is coming out basically as we speak from the White House. And so welcome, thank you all so much for being here. Welcome to another episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. Again, my name is Otis Landerholm. So grateful to be here with you today. Remember that the Empowered Immigrant Live is here to train, teach, inspire, and empower immigrants to make the most out of immigration laws and to make the most out of their lives. Why do we do that? Because in my opinion, in our opinion, immigrants are awesome. All right, and we're happy, we're proud to support, to fight for, to represent immigrants because immigrants are an enormous contribution to our society, to our country, to planet Earth. Okay? And so thank you for being an immigrant. If you're here watching me right now, thank you so much. Today our topic was originally going to be the best ways to get a green card in 2024. And now it's like, well, we got some news, which is perfect because this news will actually be a quicker, easier, better way for some people to get a green card. And it'll open up an avenue for hundreds of thousands of people to get green cards in the U.S. All right, so let me jump right into it. There's a fact sheet. I don't know if we could post the link somehow. We could post the link perhaps in the description of the video. There's a fact sheet that is out right now. The language that's in it says, this is what it says. In order to be eligible, this is a White House briefing room press release, all right, that I'm reading from. In order to be eligible, non-citizens must, as of June 17th, 2024, so as of yesterday, must have resided in the United States for 10 or more years and be legally married to a U.S. citizen while satisfying all applicable legal requirements, all right, which for me means they have to be admissible, although they haven't really defined everything, right? There's no regulations passed yet. This is just an announcement at this stage. On average, those who are eligible for this process have resided in the U.S. for 23 years, according to them. Okay? So those who are approved, I'm continuing what this announcement says, those who are approved after Department of Homeland Security's case-by-case assessment, imagine a packet of information that we send off applying for this benefit, will be afforded a 3-year period, imagine 3 years of parole, to apply for permanent residency. They will be allowed to remain with their families in the United States and be eligible for work authorization for up to 3 years. This will apply to all married couples who are eligible. This action will protect approximately 500,000 spouses of United States citizens and approximately 50,000 non-citizen children under the age of 21 whose parent is married to a U.S. citizen. Okay? That's what it says. That's what today's announcement says. All right? Should I break that down in even more depth? All right? 10 years of physical presence in the United States, and marriage to a U.S. citizen, and eligible for a green card and parole. All right? So let's break those three things down. All right? Do you have 10 years of physical presence in the United States as of yesterday's date, the 17th of June? How do you document that? Well, hopefully you've been paying taxes for the last 10 years. Hopefully you've got W-2s that you can show, from 2014 to 2024 right now. 2014, June 17th to 2024, June 17th. Those are the 10-year window, all right? You got to start gathering your physical presence documents, all right? Because we're going to need to put that into an application to submit to the government, okay? You're going to need your marriage license. You're going to need to show you're married to a U.S. citizen. All right? If you weren't married to a U.S. citizen as of yesterday's date, you probably will not be eligible for this. Okay? So the announcement says that as of yesterday's date, you got to be married to a U.S. citizen and in the United States with physical presence for the last 10 years. Okay? The third requirement is you have to be eligible, which they're saying eligible for a green card process, which the things that they're going to be asking there is, do you need a waiver, right? Have you ever been arrested? Have you ever used, possessed, sold, cultivated, had anything to do with any illegal drug, narcotic, including marijuana? Have you ever committed fraud? Have you ever made a false claim to U.S. citizenship? Have you ever helped another person enter the country without permission, quote unquote alien smuggling, right? Have you ever unlawfully voted or registered to vote in the United States? Any of those, and many more, right? Many more. Do you have have you ever participated in a gang or any discretionary issues that are against you? Those are all part of the analysis. But bottom line is there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be eligible for this. There's going to be a lot of people who are arguably eligible for this. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to need an assessment of whether or not they should apply for this. My office is here. We'd love to help you with it. All right? But this is news. This is news, and this is an announcement, and it will help immigrants, not all, but many, and so I'm happy to report it. I'm happy to announce it, and I'm happy to share it with my firm's audience. And so if you're tuning in right now, hey, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your tuning in. We're live right now, and my name's Otis Landerholm. If you're just tuning in, or if you haven't seen me before, I'm the founding immigration attorney here at Landerholm Immigration A.P.C., where we fight for your American dream. We're a law firm based out of Oakland, California. I know there's a lot of questions out there. I also have questions about it, like they haven't actually produced regulations about it yet, right? We're not 100% sure of the way that this is going to come down. I believe, it hasn't been said formally, but I believe that the way to apply for this is on Form I-131, which is the request. That's the form that we would use to apply for something called parole in place. All right? And they don't use those words in this particular announcement that I'm looking at that came out of the White House just a few moments ago. But that's what it's been saying on CNN and on the Associated Press and in other places that has been leading up to this announcement. Parole in place, what is that, right? It's a process that the government has used and has been in place for spouses of military members, all right? So that a spouse of, imagine somebody's in the military who's a U.S. citizen and they're married to someone from another country, they can parole that person in, quote unquote, parole that person in without them leaving the country. They're paroled in place. They don't have to go anywhere. All right, that's what parole in place is all about. It's like you can get a document showing you were paroled into the country without leaving the country. And that's gold. All right, it's gold. It allows people to apply for an adjustment of status even if they entered the country without a lawful inspection or admission. Because remember, to be eligible to adjust status and to apply for a green card, you have to, one of the key requirements is you have to have been inspected and admitted or paroled. And so if this grants a parole for those people, that's the golden ticket to then be eligible to apply for adjustment of status. Okay, does that make sense? I know people are here. Thank you for tuning in. If you have questions, ask them. All right. I'll probably revisit the main theme that I had prepared for today, given today's announcement, but I'll do a preview. All right. What I was going to talk about are each of the most common pathways that we've been seeing, common pathways for people to win green cards in 2024. Okay. And so let me go through those real quick, just so you don't miss out on any of the content, and then I'll come back and share this announcement in a little bit more depth, all right? So just real quick, right? Common pathway number 1, file asylum, then win an asylum case, which takes years, all right? And it's very risky, and it's difficult to succeed in that. But if you do that, and then you wait 1 year, you can apply for a green card. That's one way. Option number 2, you file a U visa, all right, which requires being the victim of a crime in the U.S. and cooperating with law enforcement. You file a U visa. You wait the decades that it takes to eventually win that case. And then after winning, you wait 3 more years, and you would then apply for a green card, all right? Those 2 cases, yes, they're options. Yes, they're there. They're slow. They're not ideal. Asylum is riskier. U visas less so, but U visas take forever. Okay, given current wait lists. Option number 3, you file a VAWA case. VAWA, Violence Against Women Act. It applies to both women and men, but it requires being the victim of domestic violence or abuse or extreme cruelty by your U.S. citizen or green card holding spouse, parent, or child. Then you apply for a green card. It's difficult to be eligible for it, but it's much faster than asylum and then U visas. Okay, that's way number 3. Option number 4, in terms of ways of getting green cards in 2024, right? If you're in immigration court, this applies for people that are in immigration court, you file what's called cancellation of removal. And you've got to show that you've got a U.S. citizen or a green card holding spouse, parent, or child who would suffer what the law considers to be an exceptional and an extremely unusual hardship if you were deported. All right? That's very risky, very high standard, very hard to win. All right? But if you have that type of situation, a child with autism, a child with Down syndrome, parents who have cancer and depend on you for their daily care, those types of situations, it's a cancellation case. All right? There's other requirements of it. I'm just going fast. The 5th way of getting a green card in 2024 is marry a U.S. citizen, file a marriage-based green card. All right? Sometimes you got to do it with a waiver. If you have unlawful presence or other inadmissibility, that can take years. Sometimes it can require leaving the U.S. Other times we can do it as an adjustment, especially given today's announcement, which I'll get back into in just a moment. All right. Option 6 is have a U.S. citizen child who turns 21, and now they can file for your green card. And that only works if you entered with valid inspection, admission, or parole, or if you have another qualifying relative, can't be your child, either a spouse or a parent, who's a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, to make you eligible for a waiver. The 7th is military-based options. You have a spouse or a child who's in the U.S. military, and then you can get parole in place and then file a family-based adjustment of status through that parole process. All right? And now with today's news, everybody listening? Now with today's news, if this program goes forward, then if you're, as of yesterday's date, if you've got 10 years of physical presence in the U.S., and as of yesterday's date, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, all right, then, you can apply for this benefit that the White House is now creating, all right? And what they're saying is you'll be eligible for work authorization, a work permit for 3 years, and during that time you'll be eligible to apply for permanent residency through your U.S. citizen spouse, and it'll apply to married couples, and it'll also apply to the children of married couples. So that will allow people to effectively not have to do this through the consulate, right? And instead, you'll be eligible to adjust status here without going through the full waiver process through the consulates abroad, all right? Now, there are lots of specifics of how is the government going to handle it in various nuances, right? Every case is different. If you've ever been in immigration court, you're going to need a lawyer to really request all those records to help you navigate. You can apply for the parole, that's not a problem. But while you apply for parole, also apply for your FOIAs, your records, so that we can see clearly what happened in any case in immigration court, so that we can help navigate. Because normally an application for adjustment of status, when a person's in immigration court, it has to be done in front of the judge, right? Unless you terminate the court proceeding. Unless you do that, it's the judge that has jurisdiction over your green card case. So anyway, lots of things to think through. I'm happy that there is this announcement. If you have questions, if you have doubts, if you have anything you want to run by about your situation or how this might affect you or whether or not you can take advantage of this, hey, please feel free to give our office a call. We're here to help. We'd love to help. Okay? Thanks to everybody who's here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. Thank you all so much. All right? If you do have a question, please feel free to ask it. In the meantime, I'm going to go in to my empowerment tip. My empowerment tip, I prepared it yesterday, but it is fitting for today given this news. My empowerment tip is to keep your eye open for opportunities. All right, in life, opportunities happen. They come, they go. All right, and sometimes the question is, are you keeping your eyes open for the possibility of an opportunity? And it's like farmers have to be prepared for the opportunity that is the spring. You got to be prepared to plant your seed so that your plants can grow, so that you can take advantage of the spring, which is the opportunity, so that you can reap the rewards come the fall. And that's true in life. It's true in immigration cases. All right, keep your eye open for opportunities. Every once in a while, they do come. And if this announcement is not the opportunity in your case, which I've got lots of clients that will not be able to take advantage of this opportunity. There's 11 million people in the United States who are undocumented. Well, this opportunity just handles, 0.5% of them? 500,000 of them? And so there's millions of people who are left out. All right? It's like if Biden and Congress, if lawmakers are listening, it's like, yeah, thanks. And there's millions of people that are left out of this. Right? Well, okay, what's next? All right? Those who can take advantage of it. All right? Those who can take advantage, get your information, get your documents together, get your 10 years of physical presence together, get your marriage license together, schedule an appointment with an attorney who you know, like, and trust, and take action. All right? It's now on you, if you're eligible for it, to seize the opportunity, take action. But if you're not eligible for this, then it's like, okay, that's okay. All right? That's okay. Keep your eye on the prize. Long term, something's got to happen. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep arguing. All right? You too are worth it. You too are worth fighting for. And it's like we got to push the government and the lawmakers of this country to open their eyes to the value of immigrants so that they pass something that everybody can take advantage of. All right? Pass an opportunity for all, not just for some. Anyway, that's what I got to say about it. That's what I got to say about it. What questions are out there? I don't see a lot of people asking questions. Anyway, it's 10:30. I want to do this episode in Spanish also, so why don't we stop here? And if you want to join us again in just a few minutes in Spanish, then join us again in a few minutes in Spanish. All right? But everybody, hey, thank you so much for being here. And I hope this is useful and I hope this is helpful. As we hear more, so let's say this too, right? What's the worst case scenario? Well, worst case scenario is some Republican files a lawsuit challenging all of this. And then it gets held up in the courts. All right, that might happen. And we're going to see if that happens. That happened with DACA, right? So we're going to see if that happens. It's possible that this goes to a lawsuit. All right? It's also possible that you know, if it can be submitted and approved by January, you know, it's all a lot is going to depend on politics, right? U.S. citizens, if you're out there, it's like this, we need your vote. All right, U.S. citizens out there, we need your vote. It's like you got to be paying attention. Like if immigration and immigrants matter to you, be cautious about how you vote in November. And that's just the truth. Okay? Box and tape, I see you there. Thank you. Will this benefit U visa applicants? The only benefit that's there for U visa applicants is if that particular U visa applicant has 10 years in the U.S. and is married to a U.S. citizen. If so, then yeah, this will benefit them. Okay? So same thing with asylum, right? If you're an asylum applicant, but you have 10 years in the country and you're married to a U.S. citizen, this could benefit you, right? If you have a deportation order, all right? If you've been ordered deported and your case is on appeal, but you're married to a U.S. citizen and you have 10 years in the country, this could benefit you. I got clients in that situation. That's exciting. That's good. All right? Now, it could benefit you where there's nuance. All right? You might need waivers. You might need some fancy maneuvering. You might need a motion to reopen first, depending on your situation, right? Okay? So, the client that I'm like really thinking about right now, if she's watching, she'll know who she is. The client I'm really thinking about right now is the client whose husband I just sent overseas to process his visa because we finally won the waiver. You know what I mean? We finally won the waiver. Now we're consular processing. Well, man, you know, we could have avoided all of this if this had just happened, if this had just passed a year ago, right? He'd already have his green card. Anyway. Sometimes you take advantage of a different opportunity first, and then a better opportunity comes later. Well, you know, that's okay. That's okay, right? All right, box and tape, your wife does. Well, hey, game on. Let's talk it through, right? Let's talk it through. File for the parole, file for the adjustment of status. If that all gets denied for any reason, your U visa is still on file. That's your plan B. That's good. All right, that's not a problem. That's a good strategy, actually. So good. Hey, everybody, thank you all so much for being here. I'm really happy to be here with you today. I wish I had hours available to be with you here. I do want to get into this in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking followers. You know, if this is useful, if this is helpful, please subscribe to our channel in YouTube. All right, just click Lander Home Immigration in YouTube. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I'll be uploading a lot of additional videos with updates and news as this progresses. All right, and if you could benefit from this, start gathering your 10 years of your evidence of 10 years from June 17th of 2014 to June 17th of 2024. Those 10 years. Start gathering evidence that you've been physically present in the United States during that time. All right? Well, lawyer, what happens if I arrived June 18th of 2024? Sorry, you will not qualify. All right? The answer is you have to have had 10 years of physical presence in the U.S. as of yesterday's date, June 17th. You know? So that's a bummer, right? If you arrive slightly late, if you don't have quite the 10 years, then you won't be eligible for this one. Hopefully you'll be eligible for something else in the future. We'll need to keep pushing Congress to open up its eyes to the value of immigrants. That's really what needs to happen. All right? Anyway, if this is useful, if this is helpful, please subscribe to our channel in YouTube. That's the best way to receive updates and news as we announce it. All right? Just like right now, we're announcing this that just came out just a few moments ago from the White House. All right? And as always, if you have an immigration case, whether or not it's related to this benefit, right? If you're in immigration court, if you need to file asylum, if you just need assessment, if you just need to request all your immigration records, if you have any questions about how to fix your immigration situation, hey, please give us a call. We're here to help. We'd love to help. All right? Box and Tape, I see you. Thank you so much for the interaction on YouTube. I appreciate that, or on whichever platform you're tuning in from. I appreciate that. And everybody, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, I can't see where everybody is right now, but I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for being here. My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. That's all I got for today. Well, at least for right this second. I might do some other videos. I will do some other videos that we'll upload to our various social media platforms later today about this same topic. But that's it for right here, right now. I'll be starting this in Spanish in just a few moments. And then I'm going to start my appointments. All right? If you want to consult, give us a call. Let's make that happen. Thanks a lot, everybody. Make it a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.